Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of Between the Ropes. I'm your host. My name is Kristie Wilson. And just so you know, this is going to be a pretty fun show. I will admit that. A lot of great topics, a lot of fun stuff happening. So here we go. We will follow BTR on all social media platforms right here. Then you have, of course, if you want to follow ETB Network and all of our awesome content, youtube.com/ETB Network. You can check out Press Row, Gridiron, Gridlock. If you saw Trevor Williams today, there you go. So that's going to be it's going to be it's going to be pretty cool, especially when we're going into a new year, especially 2026 should be a pretty interesting year. I'll be back January 3rd with a new episode of BTR. You're going to have all new stuff coming up, like benchmarks, our audio podcast coming out, the ETB Lounge starting January 5th. We'll see how that all goes. It should be fun. It should definitely be fun. Now, let's get to the show, shall we? The first one, yes, tonight. To all you football fans, I am sorry to interrupt your football game, but this is important. Tonight in Chicago, AEW's Worlds End pay-per-view. Yes, this is the last pay-per-view of the year for these guys until, of course, March 16th when AEW Revolution takes place in LA in SoCal. And I've got the match card pulled up, and it should be good. I'm not going to do 0 Hour because that's just one match that they've got going on in that one. I'm just not going to preview that one. Excuse me. I'm going to do the main matches on this card. So I'm going to start with the Continental Classic semifinal matches because Continental Classic final match is also going to happen in this pay-per-view. And I'm going to make my picks on which two out of these two Continental Classic semifinal matches is going to result in the final later on in the show. First one, this is the big one that everyone has been wanting practically since these two locked eyes and started giving each other the looks of death, pretty much. It is the Rainmaker Kanuchka Okada versus the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita. I feel I think these two are definitely going to put on a hell of a banger of a match. I think this is going to be one of the matches of the night because people have been wanting these two to face each other literally forever. And when the brackets were announced and these two ended up, I think they are in the Gold League or the Blue League. No, Blue League. People were like, oh my God, could you imagine? Yeah, I could. So this is difficult because I did say I think Okada is going to lose this. I don't think he needs to win this. He's done so much in his career, especially in tournaments like the G1 and New Japan Pro Wrestling's won it 4 times in his career. He's been unbelievably successful. I don't think he needs to win the Continental Classic, even though he's, like I said, a fantastic tournament wrestler. Takeshita, because he's the young dude on the scene. He's the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. I think this is definitely something that I think will give him more of a boost of confidence. And this could be storyline wise be a way for him to break out of the Don Callis family. Him and the next person who's kind of a classic match I'm going to preview. I have said this before on his friend in the Don Callis family that he should break out of that faction. I think Takeshita can as well, and I think Takeshita's success is clearly speaking for itself. As in, I think his success is going to make the Don Callis family think, should we really put this guy in there? We'll see. But if I had to pick, I'm going to go Takeshita is my pick to win his semifinal match against Okada, and it's going to be a banger. Now, who would he face? This is the Gold League semifinal match. This is Kyle Fletcher, and I talked about Fletcher last week. AEW dominating those Sports Illustrated end of year pro wrestling awards for 2025. Kyle Fletcher breakout star of the year. He's going up against a very seasoned veteran, John Moxley. Mox, of course, he's a leader that we all know the deal with him. He left WWE in 2019, went to AEW, and has just really established himself as a leader, behind the scenes locker room leader, as well as in-ring character. Yeah, he's been a face, he's been a tweener, he's a heel. Clearly, he leads a faction that I have never gotten behind in the Death Riders because they are irritating to me. Like, what is your purpose for existing, Death Riders? Is it to annoy the shit out of people like myself? Is it to wreak havoc? Because you clearly have done that, amongst other things. You took the AEW World title Mox, and you put it in a freaking briefcase, and it took Hangman Adam Page to beat your ass at All In, or I'll basically try and leave you out to dry, pretty much. This, I would say, as much as I like Fletcher, and I think he has the most potential, I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say Mox is gonna win this. And if it is him against Takeshita, like I suspect it will, I say Takeshita wins the Continental Classic. And I think because this is a pay-per-view and I've talked to some folks about this, this is where I think Mox gets kicked out of the Death Riders, because they say, look, you were a strong leader. Now you are a very weak leader. We don't need you anymore. Now, more stuff involving Death Riders coming up later. I am going to get to another match that's really got my attention. This is FTR putting the AEW World Tag Team title on the line against Austin Gunn and Juice Robinson, aka the two members of the Bang Bang Gang. Don't ask me why they call themselves that. It sounds like a porno name, by the way. If you know, you know. They're putting the titles up on the line in a Chicago street fight, and we know what the deal with this is. Stokely Hathaway's in this graphic, and I mean, the guy annoys the crap out of me. But let's face it, them having recently won SI's tag team of SI's Pro Wrestling Honor for Tag Team of the Year, I don't see FTR losing this. With the Young Bucks out of the picture right now for the rest of the year due to some injury problems, what they are, I don't know. I think, in my honest opinion, FTR is going to retain, but I'm sure Austin Gunn and Juice Robinson are going to put up a battle. Stokely Hathaway, I think he's going to stick his nose in where it doesn't belong, and I think we kind of know that, because if you watch FTR and you've kind of seen like Hathaway's like the annoying little bastard, likes to grab your ankle and be like, "Well, I didn't do it." Kind of like that. So that's FTR. I see them retaining. Now, this one, I kind of don't get this one match I'm going to go to next. And again, it's going to involve Death Riders. It's Pac, Claudio, Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and clearly the most annoying woman of all that I've ever seen, Marina Shafir. By the way, Marina Shafir, that's all I got to say to you. Going up against, let's see, it's Timeless Tony Storm, Roderick Strong, Orange Cassidy, and the TNT champion, Mark Briscoe, and what's called a Mixed Nuts Mayhem match. I don't know what that means, but because there are two chicks in this battle, and then there's 6 dudes, I'll leave it. I'll leave it up to you guys to kind of interpret it however you want it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So another match involving a Death Rider. Yeah, Gabe Kidd. I don't know what the deal with this dude is. He's good. He's talked shit about AEW. I don't know if he honestly feels that way or that's just his character. He's going up against probably one of the most crazed ass maniacs I have ever seen in my life. And that's Darby Allin. This is a guy, I guess he got medically cleared after he ended up in Sweden, 2 degrees below zero and a cold water. I guess that really healed him up, didn't it? I don't know. What is he, Iceman from X-Men? What the hell is he, a mutant? I don't know. But Gabe Kidd did attack Darby Allin, and I think Darby gets his revenge in this one, so I'm picking that one. Okay. I'm going to go into another match right down here. No, that's 0 hours. Screw it. I'm looking at the card here. Sorry. We're going to go into the Women's World Championship. This is Kris Statlander putting her title on the line against a former champion, Jamie Hayter. Let's face it, I don't know what's going to happen on this one. This is one I cannot predict at all. I know it's pretty divided, I think, as far as it's Statlander or Hayter. I'm not sure. If I had to pick, this is difficult even for me, and I'm going to apologize to a friend of mine who absolutely loves Jamie Hayter, thinks she's the most incredible woman he's ever seen in his life. I'm not going to say his name. He knows who he is. So sorry. I'm sorry. It's no one on this network. It's no one here. It's someone I know. I know personally. So Let's just leave it at that. I'm sorry, my friend, but I've got Statlander retaining. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for making that pick. Just what's up here? That's all I was thinking. Okay. Now this next match really is just I can't believe this. I just cannot believe this. Why you put the Babes of Wrath, Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron, putting their women's tag team titles on the line against two women they had beaten before in the tournament leading up to them winning the belts. Mercedes Moné and Athena. Babes of Wrath, no, they're gonna retain this. I don't care if there's anyone out there comments. Yeah, you want to fight me about it? Go right ahead. I dare ya. Let's face it. Harley and Willow are very capable of defending these titles. I don't look. This would give Mercedes and Athena they would just get so freaking arrogant. And if you want the downfall of Mercedes Moné to continue from a storyline standpoint, don't put another belt on her. Just don't. And I think she's too much of what they call an alpha, and Athena is too much of an alpha herself. They're not really going to coexist. They got eliminated out of the women's tag team tournament for a reason. And I don't see them, excuse me, I don't see them winning these titles. I mean, I see Willow and Harley retaining. That's what I see. That's my thought process there. I mean, you get to this is definitely the big match on the card. This is the last one, I promise. This is this is Samoa Joe putting the AEW World title on the line in a four-way. You can call it a four-way match. You can call it a fatal four-way, just whatever you want to call it. I'm going to make one thing very clear. One of the key rules in this match, if you watch wrestling, or for those of you who don't and you're just casually tuning in, Samoa Joe does not have to be pinned or submitted to lose his title. He doesn't have to factor into the decision. The reason this is a four-way match is MJF signed the equivalent of what's known as a Money in the Bank contract. And he's turned it into a four-way after he came back from doing some film work, being an actor. So he turned it into a four-way, him, Samoa Joe, Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland. I have two options here, and I've kind of debated with myself over which one should I go with. I want Swerve to win. I really do. Because I think there's more storylines that Max can get involved in that doesn't involve having to go for a title. I know Max wants to get even with Joe for what happened at World's End 2023 when Samoa Joe beat him. And then we know what happened at the end with Adam Cole being revealed as the devil, which felt very anticlimactic. Thank you. You got that out properly. So there's so many mitigating things. Hangman just wants his title back. Swerve's been in this predicament before against Samoa Joe. He beat him at AEW Dynasty 2024, won it, and had a decent reign with it. I wish it had been better. If I have to be logical here, like, what does my head say? What does my heart say? My heart says Swerve. My head's going Samoa Joe. He's going to go into 2026 as the AEW World Champion. So my picks. Just tell me who you would like in the comments, and we'll see. This next topic, this is coming up January 6th. It's the preview of NXT New Year's Evil. This is NXT's special episode, New Year's special that happens pretty much every year. And there's a lot going on. Some matches are happening. Oba Femi versus the TNA X Division champion Leon Slater, because right now it looks like Javon Evans is going to kind of jump between Raw and SmackDown as a quote-unquote free agent, kind of see where he fits in. Here's another one for you. We already have and it's the NXT Women's North American title is going to be put on the line between Thea Hail and Blake Monroe. This is Thea Hail's first title defense. Many out there feel that Thea should not even have the belt. It should go to Blake Monroe. I get it, but here's the main issue. If you put it on Thea Hail for a reason, why do you want to take it away from her? I get that basically it caused a lot. Basically, what happened in that match screwed up a lot of creative plans for Blake Monroe. As in, I think I said this before, which is basically any type of, it's creatively, it kind of screwed up a lot of stuff for Blake Monroe, like I said before when this happened last week, which was, it sounds like it was supposed to be Blake was supposed to have a nice title run and Thea was supposed to get to the back of the line, and it didn't happen that way. So we got all of that, but that rematch between Blake and Thea is going to happen at New Year's Evil. We're going to hope. And then there's the NXT women's title on the line. JC Jane versus the Evolve women's champion, Kendall Gray, who earned the right to this match by winning the Iron Survivor, unlike Javon Evans. I give Kendall Gray a lot of credit for being patient and waiting for the right opportunity. New Year's Evil is the right place for her to go after this. And the thing is, I don't think Kendall should be in Evolve. If you don't know what Evolve is, go to check it out on Wednesdays on Tubi free platforming, free streaming platform. You can check out not just that, they've got episodes of NXT, they've got classic movies if you're into the classic movie stuff. I watched one, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, like some couple of months back, and it's actually a good movie. So if you have Tubi, check out WWE Evolve on Tubi. And Kendall Gray is right now their women's champion in that on that brand. So do I think Kendall Gray is gonna beat JC Jane? I do, because I feel like we need to have Fatal Influence just be dismantled. I mean, JC Jane, for all intents and purposes, I really have never liked her as champion. I've never liked her champion. I didn't like her. She beat Miss Vecker. I didn't like it when she beat Tatum Paxley. And of course, that was because of Izzy Dame. And the Cullen turning her. And by the way, Tatum Paxley, if you still have that chainsaw available, get him. Get him. And of course, we have that incredible, hopefully, I know there's talk that the newly crowned NXT champion Oba Femi might go to the main roster. His name's been thrown around. Leon Slater is the current TNA X Division champion. Do I honestly think Leon, who won the chance to face Femi for this title at New Year's Evil in a fatal 4-way, excuse me. Do I think he's going to win? You know, God, I wish, because Oba Femi, to me, based in, and if you watched Femi's match against Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event on December 13th, if you saw that, you saw a guy who could hold his own against any main roster star, including one as massive as Cody, and he can hold his own, and he's not afraid. So that's where I feel as though this is where, I mean, if you're going to move Femi up to the main roster, you've got to take the belt off of him. You really do. And I feel like, should you put it on Leon Slater? Look, with Javon Evans gone, with Javon Evans kind of flip-flopping between Raw and SmackDown, then you have talk of Trick Williams going up to the main roster, and he was someone who should have gone up to the main roster while he was white hot, but they didn't. So there's that. But there is a heck of a lot more going on that I am going to get to. I know exactly what it is. So here we go. I'm going to kind of go a bit out of order here. Well, actually, I'm going to go to the next topic. This one kind of caught me off guard a little bit, but I was actually glad to hear about it. WWE has already scheduled their next pay-per-view, which is going to be WWE Backlash, and is going back to familiar territory, or at least familiar for those of us who remember Backlash. I think it was 2023, was in Puerto Rico. You had the epic, like, Puerto Rican street fight match between Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. All those toys. God, all those toys. I'm telling you, that was awesome. Probably one of the best street fight matches I've personally have ever watched was that one. Because let's face it, Bad Bunny, totally fearless. Damian Priest, He put Bad Bunny over. I'm sure he was glad to do so. It was so much fun, and I absolutely loved it. Definitely. And Zelina Vega versus Rhea Ripley. Look, I'm going to be honest. I thought it was crazy, but Zelina held her own. I wish she had been booked better. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, they have. So there's all that. So you can get that out of the way. I'm going to go to another one here, which is, yeah, there's so much news going on involving Andrade El Idolo, or if you just knew him as Andrade in a WWE, we all know his situation. He got let go. He showed up at AEW, became part of the Don Callis family until WWE decided to put the brakes on and say, "Whoa, hold on here, buddy boy. Time out. You are still under contract to this company, so we're going to enforce the 1 year non-compete clause in the contract." Well, I guess in Andrade's case, it is good to have friends who know lawyers and know what to do in these sort of situations, because his friend Roosh, who competes for AEW and as they've probably been friends for a very, very long time, introduced him to a lawyer and a representative, and they went through the process, and Andrade is no longer under that year-long non-compete clause because it got waived. So Andrade is free to go back to AEW. Will he be at World's End? I don't know. I would like to think he would. I mean, it would be cool if he did. So there's that. And also, he deserves to move on, continue to work, make money. He did show up at a House of Glory wrestling event and attack their world champion, Charles Mason. I mean, had the mask on, everything. I mean, I saw that and I went like this. No way. How? But the answer's right there. He's free. Andrade is free. Now, I got another thing that came up here. We know the whole Becky Lynch's constant crashing out shit is continuing. She continues to brag. She continues to bitch. She continues to moan. She continues to type in all caps. Even though I told her, take your finger off the caps lock button there, bitch. I highly doubt she listened to me anyway. Well, we now have that women's Intercontinental title rematch set for January 5th, 1 year anniversary of Raw on Netflix, which I'm sure Becky's going to try and figure out, how do I worm my way out of this match with that belt and basically laugh at everybody and say, haha, I told you so. I don't think that's happening. I think Maxxine Dupri is going to show all that training that she did in Natalia's version of the dungeon, which, if you've seen the vignette, the videos, it's intense. I mean, it is seriously intense. I wonder, for all you old school fans out there who know what I'm about to refer to, I wonder if the Heart Dungeon, the one started by Natty's grandfather, the late great Stu Hart, I wonder if the training in that dungeon, in the Hart family dungeon, was just as intense as what Natty and her husband, former wrestler turned WWE producer TJ Wilson, formerly Tyson Kidd, have started in their own home. I wonder if it was that intense. So if you're an old school fan and you know what I'm referring to, let me know in the comments. So we're going to have Maxxine versus Becky for that match. I'm picking Maxxine to retain because I don't think they should take it off of her. And if, say, AJ Lee comes skipping back in again, okay, fine, let her do that. I would love to see Natalya under her low-key legend character, and I can beat Becky's ass, and that would be really, really nice. That would be very, very nice, and I'm sure, will they get Becky to shut up if she loses? Probably not, but neither here nor there. We have something else set up for in 2 days. It's a triple threat match for the women's world title on Monday Night Raw. It is the woman whose shirt I'm wearing. It's Stephanie Vaquer versus Nikki Bella versus Raquel Rodriguez. I think Stephanie listened to me. Well, I'm not going to take any credit for that, because who knows. But looks like she's going to put that title on the line, and I really hope she wins, because, look, Raquel had her opportunities. She didn't win. Nikki Bella, I roasted her last week, and I made my intentions very well known that Nikki should not win this title. I mean, for all of you out there who think she will, I don't think so. I really highly doubt that's going to happen. I really do. That is something that I personally feel is I just feel Stephanie is just too good. She's had one hell of a year. She's done amazing. And I feel that she should stay champion going into the new year and hold the belt until I don't know whether it's the Rumble or maybe Elimination Chamber. We'll kind of see how it goes but we'll see about that. Now I'm gonna do something here for a little bit. I am going to do a shout out. And you might have seen this guy, you may have seen me give this guy a shout out last week. Yeah, Carmelo Hayes, you get a shout out again. Yes, sir, you are him. Congratulations to the brand new United States champion. If you watched SmackDown on if you watched SmackDown last night, you saw, and there were spoilers, I know that, but he is your new United States champion. He beat Ilya Dragunov. Dragunov showed him respect and put the belt around his waist. And I'm happy for him because, look, I think Mello came in with hype. It kind of died down. I think that was bad booking or just not knowing what to do with him because of everything that's going on. And I think he's going to have a rivalry. His first feud as United States champion. It's going to be against Johnny Gargano, who beat the crap out of him in a backstage segment. So there's that. So big shout out, but to Carmelo Hayes, you are him, sir. Congratulations. Okay. Now, if you're wondering why I'm wearing this shirt today, and don't worry about it, there's a reason for it. I'll tell you. This is the end of the year show, and yes, she is my wrestler of the year. There was no wrestler of the week. It's wrestler of the year, Stephanie Vaquer. This lady, La Primera, unbelievable. She's just been wowing pro wrestling fans for a long time. Especially last year, she showed up in AEW as the New Japan Strong Women's Champion. Unfortunately, that started the whole Mercedes Monet collecting a shit ton of belts. And side note, that New Japan Women's Strong World title, the New Japan Strong Women's title was the first belt Mercedes actually lost before she started collecting everything else. And now starting to lose everything else. Back to Stephanie. Definitely made an impression. I mean, do I wish AEW signed her? Yeah, but she found, I think, a better place for her in WWE. Started NXT, he Women's North American champion, then became a double champion, retaining that title and winning the NXT Women's title at the theater at Madison Square Garden, beating Julia. That was pretty amazing just to see her lift those belts up and just looking so happy that she accomplished something huge. I think that was just the beginning of everything. She debuted the Royal Rumble. She holy crap. She even got to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match and did a devil's kiss on Rhea Ripley on a ladder, which you can find on WWE's TikTok account. There's even WWE even has a full-length video posted on the YouTube channel to Stephanie, all the matches she has had. She became women's world champion at WrestlePalooza, beating Io Sky. Of course, we know why. It was because Naomi had vacated the title due to her pregnancy and going on maternity leave. But to me, Stephanie has everything. Not only, yeah, she is unbelievably beautiful. There's no question about that. Miles Bourne, sir, you are one lucky bastard. You are, sir. But she's got charm, she's got charisma. Yes, she gets better at English. She's clearly, the crowd loves her, thinks very highly of her. One moment, please. You had to come in here. Yeah, Chloe had to make an appearance. Yeah, didn't you? Mwah. Yep. Wrestling show also features a cat. What else is new? But no, Miss Vaquer. She's, like I said, charming, charismatic. Her English gets better every single time I listen to her. I don't care what anybody says. She's working really hard to get better at speaking English, and I think she's doing a fantastic job. I really think she is. and she made the top 5 on PWI's list, 250 list, women wrestlers. And I do honestly think she should have been higher. While she may have been in the top 5 on that list, she is number 1 on mine. So I'm going to put Chloe down real quick. Sorry. Say bye to everybody. But yes, Miss Vecker, Miss Stephanie Vecker, you are my wrestler of the year. And now we can get to the part that I think probably hardest about amongst everything that when I helped put the show together, choosing topics and figuring out segments. I haven't been on the air on this for very long. And I've already roasted 2 women twice. I know many of you are probably wondering, when are you going to start roasting more dudes? I will. I mean, shit, January 3rd, a guy wrestler might be in the roast a wrestler segment. I don't know. Certain people keep doing stupid shit. That's what they keep doing. They keep doing stupid shit. I don't mean for this show to go on longer than it has. It's gone over 30 minutes, but hey, I'm willing to. Because here's who I'm roasting again. Yeah. Becky Lynch. When are you ever going to quit? When the fuck are you ever going to quit? As in, quit crashing out, quit being an angry chihuahua. Just stop. You are still going absolutely butt fucking crazy over the fact that you can't deal with you can't deal with criticism. You can't deal with anything. Heck, you even have the fearless leader of this network calling you an asshole. I've said this before when I roasted you before. Turn the character off. Take your finger off the caps lock button on your phone. Stop bitching. Okay, you lost. That's your own fault. And yet you have gone off just yammy, saying you have the best lawyers in town. No, bitch, Andrade had the best lawyers. I mean, she's with Andrade's lawyers, they helped him get out of that year-long non-compete clause, got it taken away, so that he's free to do whatever to sign with any wrestling company he wants to. I mean, shit. And you brag about being in the new Star Trek series, Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Bitch, you look like you're going to be in one episode and your character's probably going to end up dead. Don't think I didn't see the trailer where basically your character is on a ship that's getting attacked. I think pretty much your character, you might not be as relevant. I'm stumbling through this. I'm sorry. Becky, your character is probably going to die in the first episode you show up in. Okay? Let's leave it at that. There's enough of the Star Trek stuff. Okay. Back in the ring, you basically show up on Raw in a fur coat. By the way, I get it's cold, but a fur coat? Damn you. And Maxxine may be right about one thing. You are someone who's afraid her best years may be behind her. And you know what? I think Maxxine has a point. She does have a valid point. Becky, your best years may be behind you. And yet, through your constant bitching, moaning, I can't get through going through my Twitter account at all. I can't without basically seeing a tweet from you just going off on a rampage against anybody, against whether it's Sam Roberts or Dave LaGreca or anything, or anybody associated in the sports media. I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm amazed you haven't gone after anybody who works at the NFL Network, but of course you're probably going to suck up to them because your husband works for the NFL Network. At least Seth Rollins has a steady job while he's rehabbing his shoulder. I can't say the same about you. You're just going barking like a little angry dog. So Becky, leave Sam Roberts alone. Leave Dave LaGreca alone. If you want to, he's offered you an opportunity to come on Busted Open Radio, and say what you need to say. But instead, I don't care what your gimmick is. You are sounding like a total ass just banshee. Or, like I said before, Chihuahua. Stop with the all caps, okay? You received a Busted Open Radio, was a Busty Award for Most Hated Wrestler. That's a well-deserved honor as far as I'm concerned. Because there are people out there who don't like what you're doing. That includes me. You know what? And I don't care. I will continue to send you like the little gifts saying, enough already, or would you shut the fuck up? You're annoying me. Annoying me. And that's probably why I haven't worn any of your shirts. It's like, I don't want to give you the benefit of the doubt or anything like that. I've been a fan of yours for coming up on 10 freaking years. Excuse me. And this heel turn of yours is killing the fandom. It's killing it for me. Excuse me. So, Becky, like I said before, when I roasted you the first time, take the finger off the caps lock button and shut the fuck up. Nope. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care. And I hope Maxxine Dupri whips your fucking ass and retains that women's intercontinental title. Because as far as I'm concerned, bitch, you need to put your focus and attention elsewhere. Okay? Stop with the name calling. Stop with the bitching. Stop with the ranting. Stop with the raving. I'm sure there are many, many, many people who are as sick of it as I am. And I admit, I am fully sick of it. So there you go. Woo! That's going to be it for me for today. Now, I know I goofed up last week on when the show's coming back. And I apologize for that. I should have said that at the beginning, but I didn't. So I am sorry about that. But this, woo, I'm just going to say that took a lot of effort on my part. But just so you know, follow the show, social media. There you go. If you want to follow ETB, go to youtube.com/ETB network. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If I can get this thinger up, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything at all. And thank you to everyone who watched. Doesn't matter if it was on Twitch, Kick, Twitter, YouTube, you name it. Thank you everyone for watching. And I will see you folks next week, January 3rd, first episode of the show on in 2026. Between the Ropes. See ya.